Good morning. Welcome. You are on the Success Secrets for Business, Family, and Life channel. This is the Coffee Break Show. I'm Vickie Helm, and you are knowing that this is going to be brought to you by Metadon Digital Network. That's right. So it's Thursday, a big day of the week. We've had a huge week. And yesterday's guest on our Wednesday coffee welcome, our Wednesday welcome guest was mind-blowing. Susanna, thank you for being here and sharing all your wisdom with us. It was so really good. And so we also have the end of the weekend coming, and we're kind of like making our push for the end of the weekend. I was thinking, now what do I want to talk about as we go into the weekend? What do I want to really know? And I want to share with you today an epiphany that happened last night. And I want to tell you that in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Coffee Break Show, everyone. I do that for my editor so he knows where to splice things over. If you're new here, welcome. This is the Coffee Break Show. We go live Monday through Friday, and we share tips, tools, techniques, and we give inspiration, motivation, and everything that creates thrivability in your life. That's what we do here. And today's 30-minute talk, I just wanted to sit down and explain something that happened to me that I understood. And I was like, okay, we're in a pre and a post, when we get to the pre and post pandemic economy, because right now we're living in a pandemic economy. We don't know whether we're open or closed, or what's going to happen, or how big this is going to go, or where it's going to go, what the next thing is going to happen with it. And when we're living in that, I thought, what are the best skills that can be really important to have right now? What are the best skills that you can use and have? And I just want to check in with all you lovely people. Hey, Risa, welcome to the show. Burp, it's lunchtime. That's cracking me up. Hey, Sherry, nice to see you. Nice that you're on. Good morning. Hi, Karen. Nice to see you. Motivation is needed. Okay, so today we're going to be doing that. But I want to tell you about a big epiphany I had. And I know this, and I keep exploring it on a deeper level. So let's see. Good morning. It's a new day and the sun came up and you got your coffee. I've got my bubbly soda. I love LaCroix. It's one of my favorites, and the berry flavored I'm very attached to. I like it. So let's begin. Okay. So I know that you guys know a little bit about me. I've written over 30 books and I have a bunch of bestsellers, etc. And I have had, I'm going to turn this down right now. I have had a time in my life where I've had a boatload of success. And I want to tell you something. There was a time back, and I would say I would go from about 2003 to 2007. And in the early 90s, if you were an entrepreneur, success came very easily. Why? Because it was a lot of money. People were like, here, you need loans. Here, you need this for your business. What do you need? And all these accoutrements came to us just so easily. And at that time, I thought I was successful. And I was successful in my mind because I had businesses that were working and thriving and making boatloads of money. And it never occurred to me that there was an easy part of entrepreneurism, that there was an easy, well-running economy, and that people were feeling confident and they would spend money with you and everything else. And now what happened was, we went through 2008, and in 2008, I was on book tour, and my publishing company went belly up because they couldn't get that line of credit that they normally needed, and credit just dried up. And so I suddenly was in this new kind of world where credit wasn't easy, where money didn't come easy, it didn't flow, etc. And suddenly I realized that I had to work a little harder to figure out how to maneuver in this particular new mindset. So we got to the point where over that next decade, so 2008 to 2018, things started loosening up, but I learned a whole bunch of new skills that helped me get through that new decade of where it's like sales didn't go up, but they didn't go down. They kind of went up so slowly. They went up slowly like this, and then they would go up. And so what ended up happening is I had a new set of skills. I started valuing bootstrapping more than credit. And so it's easy when somebody gives you a bunch of money and says, do whatever you want, get whatever you want for need for your business. And so it's different when you have to do it yourself. But what happened when I learned to do it myself was I acquired some skill sets. Then one of those skill sets that are here now that I'm going to talk about are good for pre and post-pandemic economies, the pre and post-pandemic economy. And so it's not that sales don't happen in pre and post-pandemic economies. It's that it happens differently. And it doesn't mean that your income post and pre-pandemic, we've gotten used to we live as one source of income. Most people have a job as one source of income. That's their income. I have a job. So from 2008 to 2018, I learned to have more than one source of income to rely on. And that made all the difference for me. And we think in sources of income as once. Most people think I run one business. I have one income. I have a job. And we don't think beyond having multiple sources of income. And we think of it as multiple sources of passive income are for rich people. Well, that's not exactly true. So, well, thank you. This is a nice thing. I read a lot of Vickie's books. Everything I read was life-changing. Thank you, Vickie. Thank you, Karen. That's really nice. And hopefully, Robin, the bugs were not out. Yes. We rode really fast and the bugs were not out. We had a great day with that. So fresh exercise and wonderful ways to begin your day. You guys are talking about bike riding right now. We did go that. Here I'm talking about something else and I popped on here with all this conversation. I sat on the back porch this morning with the mutts and no bugs here too. Great, no bugs. We have discovered that there is no bugs out there. I'm going to go back to my conversation and have this with you. So what happened was I was thinking, what is it that we could use? What is it that we need to know? What is it that the thing that is going to help us rebuild, restructure, reimagine, or continue doing what we're doing? I think it's super dangerous to only have one source of income. Full stop. I don't care whether it's good days, bad days, or what kind of day it is. It's like whatever times you live in, having two sources of income is important. Now, I want to be really clear. Two sources of income isn't my wife has a career and I have a career. That's like two jobs. Jobs are just one source of income. And so what happens is how then can you start building sources of income where you get to the point where it's front end work and back end cash, and that the cash just keeps churning and you're managing it, not, running it full time. And I believe the future is going to be like that. I think the future is going to be based on per project basis. I think we're going to see teams of people bring something out and then let it be out in the world. Then a new team brings something out. And I believe that sales are going to be driven not by marketing. It's going to be driven by value and relationship. People are already starting to cut back on their spending. Jobs are already starting to shrink. What is available? You're like, what do I do? What do I do? Do I go back to school? Will that get me an income? No, that'll just get you more debt. What you want to be able to do, good morning, I just want to say, look at that. There you are. Here it is. Total distraction from the show content. Yes, a little bit this morning, but it's okay. Sometimes you have to sit on the back porch with your dogs and realize there are no bugs. That's a good day. So, Anna, thanks for being here. I love your red heart. You know that I do. So what is it that you can do to help yourself prepare for the post-pandemic economy? I want to go over three things. Last night, I realized while talking with my team and some very smart people that I was nervous. I just realized that I had never led a company through what's happening right now. I've never led through the pandemic, and I've never led through the through the time of being people laid off. So right now in America, there's 48 million people laid off. And just this week, another 1.3 million people were laid off. And that's such an enormous, huge hunk of people. They've got to be wondering, what do I do now? I mean, what do you do when the unemployment runs out or the pandemic stuff? Eventually it's going to happen. What do you do? And right now that window of opportunity is really big for you. So the first thing I did was I realized that I was a little nervous. And I thought to myself, when I'm nervous, I can be a real punk. When I'm scared, I can be stressful. I can be reactionary. I'm like, what is it that you're scared of? Because I don't scare easily, especially in business. And I was like, what is it that you're scared of? And I really sat with it. And I thought, I'm frightened of the unknown. I'm frightened of not being able to see the future as clearly as I have in the past. And so the first thing we want to say is, if you're nervous, if you're scared, if you're uncertain or whatever else, that would be normal. I think normal for anyone. And so not knowing what the future holds, we don't know, because this pandemic has made things murky. It's made us divided. It's made us angry, uncertain, scared, frightened, or aligned, super aligned. Some people see everything as an opportunity, and I do too. I see a lot of things as an opportunity, but especially when I can see down the road. And when I see down the road, you can usually tell normally based on the data that comes back from all sorts of data things, whether the economy is going on an upswing or an up trajectory, or it's on a downswing. Well, yesterday when I was looking at information, I saw one that says we're moving back up and one that says we're absolutely going down. So the information I'm getting isn't 5 people who agree we're going up. We have all kinds of dissent and confusion in the conversation. And I don't think really anybody has an answer for that. So the first thing you have to know is where you're at. And then one of the things that I ground down and thought of was, you need to write your skills down, not your skills that are, there on a piece of paper, like your job skills. Write all your skills down. Are you an artist? Do you know how to garden? What do you know how to do? What can you learn how to do? What are you investing your time in right now? Are you investing your time in Netflix or Udemy? Where are you learning from? Are you on YouTube watching training videos and things like that? Because what's going to happen is you're going to be hired per skill set. So if you're a designer, you might have a project to design. And I'm talking about, this is a job. It's going to go to contract labor. Well, it'll be like, I can afford you for 3 months. This is what I need from you in that 3 months. Are you there or are you not? So that goes from project to project to project to project. And then if you find somebody, you can build a business or create digital assets. I think digital assets are the next biggest thing. What are digital assets? They're everything that's online that you can know about, anything that you can look at online and say, yes, I can do this for a business. Yes, I can do this and create money with it. And then the next thing that is going to be really big are, I think we're going to see a big home care market. And I mean home care because some people get COVID and they're just fine. They go back to normal and they're like, man, it was hell, but I got through it and everything's great and my lungs are good now and I'm going back to work. But there's a lot of people who are going to need home care. And home care is going to be a huge thing. Let's see. I'm scared of the power turning off. Yes, me too, because the power turning off would mean that there would be nothing across. That would be a big thing. Hey, MJ, nice to see you on. Here, guilty as charged, total learning junkie. Have gotten 2 certifications since the beginning of the lockdown. Yes, I know this because I live with you and you are really a junkie for that. My mother ran her grocery store, a ranch, a farm, a boarding house, wranglers in the bunkhouse, and a family. Plus, she always had a garden. Now, that was a real woman. I'm telling you, see that? My grandmother ran her grocery store, a ranch, a farm, a boarding house, wranglers in the bunkhouse, and a family. Plus, she always had a garden. Now, that was multiple sources of income. That's exactly true right there. That's a beauty. But she always had a savings stashed away in the bank and in the house. And in her 70s, she baked pies for extra income for local diner. Because she had been through the Great Depression, she was always doing something. And this is where we need to go back to. This is being creative right here. Now, in that creativity, Grandma did not go, you can only have one income. Grandma ran a grocery store, a ranch, a farm, a boarding house, wranglers in the bunkhouse, and a family. She even baked pies for the local diner later in her life. But my point is, that's what income is coming to. It's going to be multiple skills, multiple tasks. Back in the day, we used to have something called a handyman. And a handyman did plumbing and electric and fixed things around your house. He was a handyman. And he was capable of doing more than one thing. And we've gotten so focused on, I only do this, I'm only this. You're so much more than that. And if we're going to get to the post-pandemic economy, we're going to have to use some of those old world tools and our new world tools. And our new world tools are the internet. And our old world tools are farming and ranching and getting those grocery stores up, those little local places, getting to the point where you know how to create cash or money by doing all kinds of things. And I loved that handyman. That handyman was the guy who could just come over, fix something, and we got it. We have one in our neighborhood. David comes in. He's the guy you call when anything. He calls himself the house doctor, because he can just fix anything in the house. Those are the kind of skills that we're going to be needing as we start to reboot. And also a little bit of micro manufacturing. Want to go here. How many people have no cash in the bank and have seen joblessness for 3 or 4 months? Yes, the economy is at an inflection point. Therefore, so is society. And here's the thing. Right now, you have the time. Right now, you have the time to go back and start doing something and learning it right now. I mean, give it everything you got. I love this. I love your grandmother. What an amazing woman and role model. I agree. Data is very important, but over the last year, the data has been confusing, different data for quality sources. It's so true. Data that is contradictory to what is happening in the world. That's the issue. When I look forward to, most people are like, what kind of business do you want to start right now? What's the economy doing? That's the next question. And so we look at the kinds of businesses that people are interacting with right now. And everybody's kind of at a standstill, like, what's happening? What's happening right now? And we've gotten a lot of, is this real? Is this not real? Should we wear a mask? Should we not wear a mask? And so what's happening is people are like, don't you tell me what to do. And we have so much argument. It's like, to me, we're on the verge of some sort of revolution of some sort. And so we want to be self-sufficient. That's really what it's got to be. You've got to be self-sufficient in your skill sets. So you want to learn some online skill sets and you want to learn some offline skill sets. Offline skill sets, micro manufacturing is a big, good skill set. It's going to have traction for a long time. Online skill sets, anything publishing, anything digital. You want a YouTube channel, you want a Amazon seller, whatever you do, there's so much to do online, and you might have 1 or 2 sources of that. 1 or 2 things. You want app development, whatever you want to do, you want to start doing that now, right now. And I wish I could give you all the things that I would do really fast, but I only have about 10 more minutes left. And I really want to show you this. Yes, I feel like I've become much more discerning. Digging deeper into the source of data, the scientists involved and their pedigree, sources of funding and history. Yes. It's interesting because it feels like, to me, there's a lot of that happening right now. There's a lot of uncovering of that. We're uncovering a lot of corruption right now. The handyman was always called the man. When all of my grandmas needed work, it was never the plumber, etc. It was just the man. That's true. The man of the house kind of did it all, huh? Look at this. Grandma made the most amazing all-American dinners on Sundays. Gosh, she sure could cook and wore an apron all the time, always smelled so good. She managed several thousand acres of land. You came from a good family. That woman was tough. Let's see. I never experienced that. My mom was a reader. We were encouraged to get out of the manual and fix stuff, blunder through many projects. Yes, I think if you could learn to be a handyman right now, you would be a multitask, multi-income source kind of person. Identify new markets seem to be the largest and one's first challenge in developing a new income stream. Yes, it is. The thing is, it's like, what do you do? And to me, it's like, what is going to make you money in this new post-pandemic world? So, wisdom from Vickie: time for everyone to assess, improve, and step out of fear so they can move forward and help others do so too. Thank you for wrapping that up nicely. Who was that? Was that Ryan? That's lovely. Thank you. Or is it Martin? One of the things that's so important with these skill sets that you learn right now is that you also have to learn to think about money differently. You have to know what money actually is. And I know everybody's like, well, I know what money is. It's that greenback thing that you get when you get paid, or that paycheck. Money comes in various forms, and you're going to want to understand how to use money for the next decade so that you're not being beat up by the inflation that's going to be happening, or the deflation that is going to be happening. I like this. We still do this in our house. Canning food was a major production in the family. Cottage industries will be on the rise. And this is a big deal. Cottage industries, micro manufacturing. This is going to be huge because food shortages are going to be everywhere. Can you make special jellies? Yes. A trademark canned good. That could become an income, Robin Helm. And that is, we've talked about that before, that micro manufacturing. How are you going to make those things there when their supply chains start to slow down? That's a big deal. That's why you want to, oh, here we go. Thank you, Linda. So great to see you today. Nice to see you, Linda. I wonder which Linda that is. Robin, I agree. We must be discerning for ourselves. The contradictory data and the actions in the world no longer give us a group to align ourselves with. And this is the interesting thing. I want to stay here for a second, because this to me is the unknown I was talking about earlier. What scares me? The unknown, the unknown. And so what happens? How do I come back and say, well, if the answer isn't out there, the answer is always in here? And what I think about the future is that the way of the future is going to be in your soul. And I know everybody's thinking, well, you could still make millions of dollars and you could do all these things. And I'm like, yes. The reason I mention what I mention is that I know there are more people you can't even know about that look like they make millions of dollars that have millions in debt. And the debt clock is going to go explode pretty soon. And those people that you thought were, here's my Jaguar, my big house, and my big this, and my big that, all of it's covered by debt. And we're going to see major, major homes taken away from people that you wouldn't even think were ever broke. But it's that they're over leveraged. And so when you have to start from the beginning, and there is no credit that you can suddenly get aligned to, and all you have is your ingenuity, your individuality, your creativity, and your work ethic, where do you start so that you can have success? Well, food consumables are going to be a big deal, because food is just food, and it's, consumables, creating micro manufacturing, or those cottage industries. Being a handyman, where you can have more than one project that you can fix. Like, can you fix fencing? Yes, you can fix fencing. being an online handyman, we call them being an online agency, but being an online handyman is equal. How can you help some other company get their marketing up, their systems up, and everything else up online? You can be a handyman online and you can be a handyman offline. Whichever you choose, that business is going to be where you can do more than one thing. And, I know how to make a website. I know how to do copy. I know how to write a book. I know how to make a funnel. I know how to, you got to write all those things down, because that's what makes you, those are the services you can sell as a handyman online or offline. Those are the things that are going to help you build money. The reason I'm saying it now is because now, between now and the bigger collapse, you have time to set this up and get going. You have time to get on and be on YouTube, learn how to do something new. Jobs aren't going to swing back like we think we are. This isn't a layoff. This isn't a little downturn. This is going to be fundamentally a full stop in some places. Let's see. I want to go back over here because, wow, you guys have said a lot. Hopefully not just about the bugs outside. Oh, it's Linda Sterling. Oh my God, Linda, I love you. You know that. Oh God, Linda, how are you? Let's see. I need to learn to can this year. Yes. I have a much larger garden this year. No waste. That's right. It's really good. Robin Helm makes amazing jalapeno jellies. It's true. She really does. She makes all kind of good jellies and most amazing spicy green beans. I would buy them. See, that's good. Here we go. Sounds like you're talking about someone we all know, a handy woman. Yes, a handy woman. And, you can be a handy woman or man right now. It's just, that's the way it can be. It's all barterable then. Just be clear. The man was not the man of the house. All the people who did work for them was the cat. Oh, I see, of the man. You never knew who to call. Which the man did she need? She would say, Karen, call the man. Huh? Laugh out loud. I get it. She would never tell you which man. Anna says, I totally agree. The answer is always inside your soul. Yes, it is. We need to step out of fear. There could be lots of opportunities during these trying times. Now, I want to talk about that, stepping out of fear, because this is what friends are for. Sometimes when you're scared, you're too scared to get yourself. And maybe you need a friend to come over and say, you're telling yourself some crazy crap. You're telling yourself things that are going to scare you. Just stop telling yourself those things for a second. And I thought to myself, yeah, what am I scared of? The next thing I'm really scared of, I told you I was scared of the unknown. I'm scared of not being able to make the correct decision. What's underneath that? I'm afraid of letting my team down, like not making the right decision and leading this company in the wrong direction. And then we have to backpedal or jump over, whatever. I'm so afraid of letting others down. And what's underneath that? You have to go layer by layer. I'm scared of the unknown, and I'm scared of the unknown, and I don't want to let my team down. And what's underneath that? What's underneath that in that tender spot? I want them to still like me no matter what. If I make a mistake, I want you to still love me. And what's underneath that? What if I'm not lovable? And you go all the way and you can pull yourself inward, inward, inward until you can find the untruth. And the untruth is that one right there. I'm not lovable. And that may have been something in the past that was true, but it's not true now. I'm very loved right now. But wherever you fall, you have to get to that nitty gritty where you're like, I'm unlovable. Great. Okay, now I can deal with the real thing inside and say, is that true? Is that really true that you're not unlovable? Why do you like the story of being unlovable? What does that give you? What do you get? You get to move all of that out of the way. That's the opportunity right now. The opportunity to dig down, to go deep and be actually looking at it. And what I got to the point last night was I realized that I loved my teammates so much that I felt tender, really tender about it. I loved them so much. I was like, is there a way to turn this love down a little bit so I don't feel it so big? And to me, it's like when a team is devoted to a project, when a team is devoted to you and where you're taking something, they're giving you something so sacred of themselves. And sometimes when I'm holding it, I feel like a newborn, and that nervous, it's so little, it's, oh my gosh, you feel kind of a little nervous. And then they looked at me so easily and they were like, we're not a newborn baby. We're grown adults. We're here with you because we want to be with you. You are loved. Just go for it. It's going to be okay. And, don't hold so tight. Let a little bit more, out. That's going to happen to you. You have to be able to keep yourself in check. If you have people who can keep you accountable and in check, you can move forward. You can actually break through. You can have these big breakthroughs and go to the next level. But if you don't, you guys are just, wow, just absolutely. Thank you so much. I'm going to come back over here and say hello. You can have these moments where you have these breakthroughs. I just want to go here. Anna, so true. The answers are always inside ourselves. We just have to give ourselves permission to truly look at ourselves and use the truth. Small-time car repair shops will return. Yes, junkyards are going to be huge. Yes, they are. For cars will return. Big greenhouses will be a major industry. And of course, we are moving towards an online life. That's true. Necessity forces you to discover your potential. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Necessity forces you to discover your potential. This is why we like MJ right here. Marie Jo comes on and she just drops these truth bombs on every show, blah, blah, blah. We even look for them now. This is a great quotable. Thank you, Marie Jo. This is it. Necessity forces you to discover your potential and to live your potential, to really push yourself. Don, look forward to the return of Buy Local. I know most franchisers are owned by local people, but I miss the small business owner. I do too. I really miss that. Supporting them, knowing their name, love that. Here we go. The economy of repurposing and reconditioning is cheap, disposable stuff disappears. I love that. Cheap, disposable stuff that disappears. Yes. Repurposing and reconditioning. These are businesses of the future. If you can repurpose, recondition, those little shops that you used to take your electronics to and fix my toaster, fix my this, that little repair shop, those are going to be good. Here's my vacuum. Can you fix it? Those repair shops are going to come back. Need is the mother of invention. Yes, it is. Need is the mother of invention. Let's see. I love the ideas you guys have today. Oh, so true, MJ. That's really hitting the heart today. So often I thought I was doing good enough, but wasn't pushing myself or digging below the superficial. Thankfully, Vickie takes no less, inspires me to reach higher models. How to reach higher. Thank you so much. Yes to friends who keep you on track. Yes, those are real friends. And it's not always comfortable. Those uncomfortable conversations are not fun because you like to even try to prove your defense. You like to prove that the way you think is right. And if your friend loves you, they're just not going to be mean about it, but they're just going to hold you to a higher standard. Yes, to friends who keep on track, challenging your thinking when it's off, and just love you through the tough parts. Yes, I have 2 friends that do that very much, and I love them so much. Beautifully said, Vickie. Thank you so much. I like this. Salvage stores and secondhand stores. Secondhand stores are going to be huge in the future. Salvage stores will be reappearing due to the coming supply chain shortages. We will not only recycle, we will reuse and repurpose. The world is your oyster, and the local oyster world is too. Innovate and imagine, find your niches. These local stores, and if you knew this is the point of this show right now. If you're looking at things, what do I do? What do I do? What can you repurpose? What can you do? Can you be a digital handyman? Can you be an offline? Can you start your manufacturing? We have so many good ideas here. Interesting. Yes, I'm a huge fan of repurposing. Me too. Linda, true friends are your strength and encouragement and accountability. Yes. Linda, I'm so glad. I'm really pleased that you popped in. You're just, it tickles my heart. Introspection is a great tool to discover oneself. Yes, introspection is a great tool to discover oneself. It's how I do it is, I just keep asking that question till I drop deeper. This is cracking me up. Truth bomb, MJ for president. At least we'd have an honest president. You hear that, MJ? Let's see. Don, recycling is fine, but I love the creative opportunities to repurpose and reuse. Yes, 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 yes. So let's see. Hashtag Annex Bermuda. I'm telling you, MJ, they're going to be moving out to Bermuda and be like, hey, we're out here on the beach. Okay, we will also be seeing less pollution from mass manufacturing, less plastic bags, less of everything. Yes. Recycling is increasing due to the mass manufacturing decrease. Community recycle businesses are pleading for people to recycle due to shortages. Yes, right now is a great time to recycle as much as you can. But these are the post-pandemic companies, post-pandemic businesses that you can start that are low cost. They have a lot of sweat equity. Their system's already set up. You could probably learn how to do it on YouTube. These are all of these that are suggested in here. All of it comes in. You can do all of these businesses. Thank you guys for dropping this. I love consignment shops. Yes, consignment shops, secondhand stores, those are coming back. That was a place to buy my clothes until they closed. I'm not a shopper. Yeah. Look at this. Yes, secondhand stores will be huge. Yes, they will. And here it is. RISA consignment shops are a wonderful way to reuse. Also a beautiful place to shop. One of my favorites. I like this. The pandemic is teaching us how to do more with less. Yes. Another truth bomb. There it is. The pandemic is going to teach us how to do more with less. We're going to become more creative. We're going to become more authentic. We're going to become more community minded. But all these businesses mentioned in these shows today, look them up. You guys, we have gone way over. And I just want to be clear that you guys get a lot from this. Consignment shops are a wonderful way to reuse. Also a beautiful place to shop. One of my favorites. Yes, I love consignment stores. I like this. Yes, it's a good thing, MJ. They're already seeing a decrease of plastic pollution in the ocean. This is the time where we are going to repurpose and repurpose everything. And businesses will be built around that. And you will have local things and online things because you can sell your repurposed stuff online or offline. You can do both. That's what I have for you today on the Coffee Break Show. You guys, thank you for all that you contributed today. I mean, all of that incredible stuff. MJ, I'm telling you, they're bucking to come to Bermuda with you. Look at this. What is this? Bermuda will be the 51st state long before DC. Annex Bermuda. Yes. That is going to be funny. You guys, that's today's Coffee Break Show. Tomorrow, it's going to be Scott and Vickie on the Coffee Break Show. Today at 6 o'clock, you are going to be able to see Unlocked with Tracy Wilson. 5 o'clock, the weather show comes on with Scott. We are the Metadime Digital Network. There are shows here for everyone to be engaged with, like, and be a part of. We love that you are part of the conversation. We love that you're part of the audience. Thank you for being here today. Mwah! Peace out. See you guys later.